Welcome to the 150th video special. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 10 worst figures in my collection. Or technically, worst figures that I've owned, because some of these figures I've either sold or just thrown away. So let's get into it. Number 10, The Last Knight Crosshairs. This is just the Age of Extinction figure, but worse. This thing has no paint on it. It's so boring to look at. And yeah, Drift had the same problem, but at least Drift was a good figure. He was just lacking in the visual department. But Crosshairs is a shit figure that looks like shit too. You're basically required to customize this figure if you want it to look any good. None of the kibble plugs in, and they actually changed these parts so they don't plug in anymore. So he just has holes in his chest for no reason, and it has what I like to call Last Knight Crosshairs syndrome, where the transformation is okay going one way, but absolute hell going the other way. I swear it's impossible getting this thing out of vehicle mode, because everything is just locked together in this mode. Number 9, The Last Knight Optimus Prime. If you thought the Crosshairs was bad, this is worse. The kibble doesn't plug in. The face is awful. It looks like it was taken straight from a pound shop knockoff. The shoulder pads are a pain to deal with. The skirt armor falls off all the time. And actually, it fell off so much that I lost it. The weapons were stupid colors for no reason, and it did have a butterfly joint, which was pretty cool for the time, but it just meant the arms came undone whenever you tried to move them. I will admit, the transformation and alt mode were pretty good. Number 8, Siege Power Punch. I said these were all right in my review, but I was mostly just referring to Direct Hit. Power Punch just has so many more flaws. It has no face. The articulation is way worse compared to Direct Hit. The transformation is way worse. And getting the arms out actually hurts my fingers. And this is the worst part. I haven't touched this since the review. And somehow, his arms have stress marks in them. This figure damages itself. Number 7, Power of the Prime Swoop. This thing is a floppy mess. The alt mode and combine modes don't hold together. The dino head will fall down if you breathe on it, and it's just not fun to handle. Number 6, Power of the Prime's Starscream. This is awful. It doesn't look like Starscream, it looks like someone wearing a bad Starscream cosplay. The kibble doesn't plug in. The transformation is so simple it might as well be a one-step changer. Terrible combine mode, terrible stickers, terrible figure. Number 5, Robots in Disguise Soundwave. This is already doing badly for being from that garbage fire they called a show. But even if it wasn't, this would still be terrible. The Prime face does not fit the more G1 style body. The biceps are paper thin. I had to glue the waist shut because it was so loose it was basically a fidget spinner. The shoulder cannon towers over the head, and again, I will admit, the transformation and alt mode are pretty good. But this figure and the show it comes from makes me want to die. Number 4. Studio Series Roadbuster. The top half of this figure is so limited, the arms get stuck on everything, the transformation is bad going both ways, and the alt mode does not hold together. Number 3. Studio Series Ravage. The design is terrible, the accessories are nothing, the articulation doesn't exist, the transformation doesn't exist, and it can't even do its one job to fit in Soundwave's chest. This is not a figure, it's an accessory that was sold for the price of a figure. Number 2. Siege Nightbird. There is only one way to get a good figure out of this, and that's to cut off all the transformation parts and to just have a figure of Nightbird. This character isn't supposed to transform, and the transformation is what makes this terrible. Before we go on to number 1, let's go through a few honorable mentions. Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. People said this was good. I feel like I've been lied to. The head snapped off after the first day of owning it. Siege Prowl. I'm not putting this on the list because I actually like the other 2 versions of the mold that I have. Kingdom Vertebrake. It's not doing anything wrong, I just don't like it. And now, number 1, you probably know who it's going to be. Kingdom Tracks, of course it's Kingdom Tracks. I'm not going over this again, you all know why I hate this thing. And that's my list. If you have a list of your own, then leave a link in the comments. Or just write it down there if you don't have a video. That's it for me. Please be sure to leave a like and a comment, join my Discord server, and subscribe to The Great Soundwave. I'll see you next time.